our shared history.
Absolutely. Is the president going to be there? His father was jailed for many years.
We would like him to be there. We have made a request to his office. We have not received the answer. Therefore, I cannot tell you whether or not he's going to be present.
Really?
Yeah.
Pelosi, but he might just show up, right? I mean...
it would be a brave High Commissioner who speaks for State Houses. So, as the MZA says, there's a lot of history to the event, and the President has been invited.
Yeah. But you're urging as many people just show up and just be a part of it, yes?
Yeah, with a spirit of respect and dignity for what has happened. We hope it'll be a wonderful day.
Yeah. A lot of people, they text in and they send in messages and questions live on TV.
Yeah,
okay? So
okay.
there's a friend of mine in Uganda, actually, in Kampala. His name is Bob Drani. He says, nice topic. Will those wounds ever heal? That's what he's asking.
Which wounds?
The wounds that you all experienced.
No, as I said, I told you there before that I have no ability to forget. Therefore, these words will be there all the time. We'll be seeing them, but we cannot continue touching them. We must come with another way of living that went, and the process of reconciliation must be started with great heart, not thinking that they did that this or the other. We must move forward with all the hopes that, and we must be ambassadors here in Kenya of bringing together the nations together.
Yeah.
Because nations, tribes, tribes and individuals all are interdependent.
Right. Okay.
Everyone is needing the other to continue.
Pelosi, question for you from Chairman of the Board of the Kenya Human Rights Commission, Professor Makau Mutua. Says, ask the High Commissioner if there's a moral equivalence between the violence of the colonizer and the violence of the colonized.
Whew. I mean, any questions of moral equivalence are fantastically difficult to get into. And as I've been saying, and I hope the story of my grandfather shows, to reduce discussions like this into simple good and bad and black and white is very hard to do. And you know, I'm a historian by training, and I know that in just about any piece of history you will have contested accounts and contested narratives. My feeling is that in this discussion we are not trying to reduce those narratives. The British government, in the position it took in 2013, made a very clear position, very unprecedented, as we've been saying, a historic position where it acknowledged the pain and suffering, as I said, felt on all sides. It acknowledged and recognized that some bad things were done in the British government's name, and it expressed regret. Now, I think for me that is as far as we can get now. There will be further debate about what happened, and I think to start casting moral equivalence around it is difficult. I'm not wanting to deny having the conversation, and indeed that in a way is what for me reconciliation means. We're not trying to close something down. We're not trying to draw a line under it and sweep it away and say, well, that's it. We've done our bit and there's no more discussion to have. It's the start of a conversation. It's the start of telling those stories for the Mzee, for his fellow fighters, for people like my grandfather, so that future generations can continue having this discussion and understand what was put in by the Mau Mau, by some of the colonial authorities, to making Kenya what it is today.
Absolutely. And before we go to commercial, real quick, your colleagues, those in their 90s and late 80s right now, when you talk to them, have they forgiven the British? Are they willing to find closure or reconciliation going forward?
We are in the process of reconciliation. We have not come to that. We cannot publicly say, oh, we have forgiven, because the process is continuing. And this forgiving will come automatically when we go into the successful reconciliation process.
Indeed. Gentlemen, I want to take another break, come back and ask you a question. 8 years ago, post-election violence. Victims have never been compensated. People are still majorly in denial. Nobody has ever been convicted. Will we ever find closure? Will we ever reconcile what we did to ourselves? Think about that as we take a break.
Okay.
What a story, man. Great story. Touching. Great story. Wow. At HCC Turner, at Koinange Jeff, the hashtag is Mau Mau. Keep tweeting. Let's keep talking. I always say, and I will always keep saying, we have to keep talking. Because the moment we stop talking is the moment we start fighting. Jeff Koinange Live takes a break. We'll be back in a moment.